Hello, everyone. This is Prophetess Charlene Michelle Jackson. I am the wife of Michael Joe Jackson, known by the world as Michael Joseph Jackson, the King of Pop. The reason I am having this video done, or should I say doing this video, is I wanted to apologize for my behavior on the last video. During the last video, I went back in time to a place where I was younger, where I was a child and I was abused. In my mind, I felt I was abused. My mother might feel not so, but I feel that I was. But because of state of perception, and because my mother is a changed woman, she's a deaconess in training, and my father's a deacon in training at their church. So I do want to apologize for that, because I cannot hold my mother accountable today for something that happened so long ago. This is something I'm finding that a lot of people are doing when it comes to abuse. They are waiting so long, 30, 40 years later, to call themselves to get justice. It doesn't take that long to get justice. If somebody has messed you up, you should have taken care of that as soon as you became an adult. Now, like I said again, I apologize to my mother and my father and the pastor of the church and the members of my mother's church. I apologize to everyone, okay? When I went there, I got emotional, I got upset, and when I got upset, I was not myself, okay? And I don't want people to think that I have a mental problem. It's just I went back in time and I was that little girl in that moment. That's what happens when you relive something or you remember something that you feel was traumatic to you. You find yourself back in the position of that person, or you are them all over again. This is why I feel that Wade Robe's son and James Safechuck are liars. Because when you relive something, you cannot keep your composure when you relive something. You saw what happened to me in the last video. Just sharing with you what I felt was my moment of abuse. And how did I deal with it? I got emotional and I cried. That's what a true victim does. When you are a true victim of abuse, you break down and you cry. Now, my husband, he's had therapy. He has had help over the years, so he's stronger he was stronger to be able to talk about it, because he had had therapy and he had had help privately done. Okay. Oprah, with regards to you, I feel that personally, I don't think that you were a victim of child abuse. I think that you did the Me Too. The Me Too. You did a Me Too so that your guests would feel that they were coming to somebody that was relatable. The way you carried yourself, you are just like those men. You are just like them. You are not a victim. Like I told you, you didn't act like one. You didn't carry yourself like one. And I feel that, one, you didn't give nobody an opportunity to even speak on the behalf of Michael. We can't say, and no one can say what happened in private, but those that attended those sleepovers and those that were in the house during the time when children were there, they are the ones that can actually say what went on at those sleepovers. So why didn't you invite Todd Jackson and Terrell Jackson and TJ Jackson? Those boys were there with Michael during those sleepovers. Why didn't you invite his niece. Huh? Brandy. Why you didn't invite Brandy? You know why? Because for you, it was all about building up Leaving Neverland. You never did address the true story. You were about building up Leaving Neverland. That's what you did. And I think you were paid to do it. I think you were paid to do it because you are minus $58 million. And your TV station and all, who knows what else may be going on with you. But I feel like they paid for your interview and they paid for your show because it was a Leaving Neverland extravaganza. It was not ever to address abuse. It was never for that. It was never to address child abuse. It never was. You understand? Because if it was about that, you would have invited some other people that have gone through abuse. You would have invited some other victims. You would have invited the woman that is over Me Too. If it was the kind of show you're trying to make it out to be, the lady that established Me Too, she would have been on the show. And if it was really like you say, you have guests on the show that need help, that are abused. In those cases, you usually have a psychiatrist on hand. You have somebody there, a therapist or somebody to help. You didn't do any of that. So your show was not about child abuse. It was not about molestation of children. It was not about that. It was about building up Neverland, Leaving Neverland. That's all it was. It was a promotion show for Leaving Neverland to get the viewage that you wanted. And I think the reason why you did that, either you have a stake in it and it's going to benefit you financially. That's why you did it. Now, as for Pearl Jr., what's up? What's going on with you? You were getting emotional in your videos trying to tear down something you can't tear down. That documentary went out. That documentary was viewed. People are out there with their opinions. People are out there with their reactions. People are out there trying to analyze it. And people are out there actually putting it on YouTube for people to view something they didn't see. A lot of us don't subscribe to HBO. So what did they do? They put it on YouTube so people who want to see it can see it. This is what they've done. Now, you, in the act of trying to tear it down, you are messing up your integrity. You are messing up you. You are saying things out your mouth that are so descriptive and so nasty. I watched your videos and I have to leave your videos because they have commentary or words in there that are very nasty. And you don't even know who's viewing your videos and you coming off nasty, being descriptive in everything. You have to get control of yourself and composure of yourself. Otherwise, you're not going to be effective at all. Now, you should be looking at other things now. You can't tear down something that has already been released and already been viewed and already being dragged through the mud, being explained on top of explain on top of explain. You're not going to change that. Okay? You can never change what people think now. If they see it, they're going to have their own opinion and they're going to align with what they believe. Whether it's true or whether it's false, whether it's justified or whether it's unjustified. In their mind, it is justified. In their reasoning, what they believe is justified. Now, I don't feel great about Safe Chuck. I don't feel great about Wade Robeson. And the reason I don't feel right about it is because I know what Michael's sexuality is. I know what his sexual orientation is. And believe me, I know, and I'm supposed to know. Okay? So now, I know from the minute I saw June Chandler I knew that he was in a relationship with her. I knew it because she was his type. Then I saw Joy. And Joy just smiles every time Michael's mentioned. And Joy moves all the way from Australia with her family, uproots her family, and comes all the way to the U.S. Who does that? And then when your husband asks for you to come back home, you don't. And then he loses all his will to live and takes his life. So now your husband is gone. He took his life. So now you and Wade, I guess y'all want your revenge now. Because when you came back to the United States, Michael didn't put you up in Neverland. He put you in a small economy apartment. And you had to beat the pavement, hit the pavement, and go out there and try to get work. That's what Michael did to you. If it was the kind of party that they're trying to say, Michael would have had to move into Neverland, and he did not do that. Then you have Janet Arvizo. Janet Arvizo was getting bikini wax, full body waxes, going on shopping sprees. She was away from her children. Her children were running the estate out of control, being a nuisance and a problem for all of the staff. There was no supervision of the Arvizo children. The Arvizo children were free to do whatever they wanted. Even drank alcohol, drive vehicles that they are too young to drive. They try to drive them off of the estate, off of state grounds. Michael was not watching those children. Neither was Janet Arvizo. What was going on that Michael and Janet were not observing the children, were not supervising the children? I tell you what was going on. You do the math. You figured out all of the women that Michael's children, the parents, the women, the fathers were disposed of. All of the women, the fathers were disposed of. Okay? And all of the women were always there when he had the children. They were there when he had the children. Those children were never sent unsupervised to Michael. The mothers were there on the estate with the children. Okay? Evan got jealous because he found out that June and Michael were having an affair. He was under the misconception that June was going to leave her current husband and come back to him. And when he found out that that was not the case, he said, okay, fine. I'll use Michael to pitch my book for a movie, my script. I'll use Michael to go to Steven Spielberg. And the movie was called Men in Tights. Men in Tights did get made. It was actually made. But was it made bearing Evan Chandler's name? I don't think so. I think he went and he blabbed his mouth and told somebody the deal, and they resubmitted it in their own name. What I have here is Evan Chandler is a deranged, jealous man going after somebody that was getting what he wanted. And he put it out there and let it take form and take life and do what it did. And he figured if he can't get June back, he can get money. He can get money and he can destroy someone, make someone unhappy and miserable. So, as I stated, Pearl Jr., watch your temper. Watch your temper. Analyze what you're going to say. And don't speak outside of your script because you're really coming off raunchy and inappropriate. And one thing, your integrity is everything. When you are reporting and you are a journalist and you are doing this, your integrity is everything. I'll let one moment hinder me, but it won't hinder me anymore. I love each and every one of you. in your respective places, please support Michael. Please support this state. Please do not believe the lies that are being told. Think. Use your head. Look at the facts that are in front of you and then make an educated choice. Have a wonderful day and God bless everybody.